Hi, my name's Sam Winchester. I'm the host of According to Sam podcast. I've been doing my podcast for about 3 years now, and on Monday, January 10th, I'm going to be releasing my 100th episode. And you can expect a new episode of According to Sam podcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And in addition to my podcast in 2022, I'm going to be doing videos like this. So like and subscribe to this video page if you're watching on either YouTube or Rumble. I'll be on both just for you know, just in case something happens on YouTube, you can also find me on Rumble. But like and subscribe to this page, no matter what platform you are watching me on, and expect more videos like this in 2022. Now, what I do on my podcast is I break down media and political propaganda that's being targeted at us on a daily basis, and I try to break the spell of this propaganda that is being fed to us on a daily basis. I've been doing it my podcast for 3 years, like I said, but I want to do this first video, and I'm releasing it on the anniversary of January 6th, asking some questions about what took place at the Capitol a year ago. And we have a lot of questions. There's a lot of propaganda that is being spread about that day. One of the biggest pieces of propaganda, and that is most dear to me, is the fact that this was some type of white supremacy, racist get together of Trump supporters that were there to overturn the election, and they, were all racist. And that's very dear to me because I actually wasn't at the Capitol, but me and another black friend of mine who is also a Trump supporter, we had planned on going, and we were going to go. And there were a lot of other black Trump supporters there, and Trump supporters of other races and ethnicities and cultures. And it wasn't just white people or white supremacists. It wasn't a racial issue at all. And I'm going to be exploring some questions that I have about January 6th. And I'll be doing that in multiple videos. So you're going to want to subscribe, and you're going to want to, click on the bell, get the links so you're updated when I put out these new podcasts. Now, for this first video, the thing that I really want to talk about is text messages, because everyone's obsessed with these text messages now that Mark Meadows released to the January 6th Star Chamber Committee. And there were text messages from Trump's son, Don Jr., text messages from Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, other Fox contributors. And these text messages are the big deal now, because people, like for Sean Hannity, he texted Mark Meadows 48 hours before January 6th. And they want to know what Sean Hannity knew before January 6th that initiated this text message. But there's another set of text messages that I've been talking about on my podcast for over a year now that no one seems to be interested in. And these are text messages that AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and no, I don't want to date you, but she admits to receiving text messages from other members of Congress a week before January 6th. Let me say that again. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez admits to receiving text messages from other members of Congress a week before January 6th, warning her that there was going to be violence and to expect violence a week later on January 6th. What did AOC know? Who are these members of Congress that were texting AOC and warning her that there was going to be violence at the Capitol on January 6th? Why is no one interested in finding out who these members of Congress were that were texting AOC and getting your hands on these text messages to find out what they say, bringing them in front of the Star Chamber Committee, the January 6th Star Chamber Committee, and getting them to tell what they knew a week before January 6th. If you want to know what, based on what Sean Hannity was texting 48 hours before January 6th, shouldn't you want to know who these members of Congress that were texting AOC a week before January 6th and what they knew and what they were saying in these text messages is very important, because the Sergeant at Arms, the Chief of Capitol Police, the Chief of the Police of the District of Columbia, all testified that they had no intelligence that there was going to be violence on January 6th. How did AOC have better intelligence than the Chief of Police, the Chief of Capitol Police, the Sergeant at Arms, the Chief of Police of the District of Columbia? How did she have better intelligence that she supposedly was getting from other members of Congress text messages? I'm going to play this clip of AOC, and I'm going to end the video there, but share this video, like and subscribe my page, tune into my podcast. I have a new episode coming out on Monday the 10th. Visit my website, that's according to Sam, with the number 2.com, and you guys have a happy new year.
Now let's move on to the story. One of the things that I would like us to dispel is the idea that this insurrection and this attack happened suddenly, that we couldn't see it coming, and that it was like just this outburst and all of a sudden a bunch of people rushed the Capitol. I want to dispel with that notion very quickly, because everybody knew that something was going to happen. And again, I do not speak for any other. Let me actually rewind this. And I'll try to recenter. And again, as I said, thank you for your patience here. But what I'm about to tell you is my account, how I perceive things with my eyes, my ears, my nose, my mouth, my body. I cannot speak for what anyone else saw, etc., unless there was someone in the room with me. But here's what I will tell you. A week before, 1 week before, the week prior to the insurrection, I started to get text messages that I needed to be careful. And that in particular, I needed to be careful about the 6th. For the timeline for you to know, this Congress got sworn in that Sunday, and the insurrection happened, Sunday, then the insurrection happened Wednesday. So there was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I probably started getting text messages about having plans for my safety, or me trying to figure something out, about Thursday. And those text messages came from other members of Congress. They were not threats, but they were other members saying that they knew, and that they were hearing even from Trump people and Republicans, that they knew in their life that there was violence expected on Wednesday.